Alright, I'm gonna change the oil and oil filter in my 2007 Pontiac Grand Prix. I already set the vehicle up. It's a 3.8 liter. And on this car, it's a 2007, the oil filter, it's just easy to turn the wheel all the way to the right, and there's the oil filter. It's not hard to get to. I got one stand on the radiator, on the frame mount, just in case. Drain jack. And I got the back wheel choked so it doesn't slide back. So start off with the filter. This video can apply to any, or just about any vehicle for an oil change. But I'm going to start off with the filter. This is for do-it-yourself. I don't have a lift. So I got my drip pan here. Oil usually drips down on the control arm and the subframe, but it's not going to hurt anything. Put a lot of miles in this car, so every 8 to 10 weeks I'm changing the oil. I just use this. Let me slide it on, and then that's tightened. If you need to tighten it, but I went the wrong way. Turning the wheel gives you a lot more room. Now this is hot. Not too hot. It's been sitting maybe 20 minutes, but I just drove it 60 miles home from work. And no, most of the time I don't wear gloves. For, geez, over 30 years now. Let's go with that drain. I do have a rag. What I do too is make sure that the seal isn't stuck up here. And this oil is actually pretty dirty. Let's wipe just a little bit. I put more fresh oil on the new oil filter. I like to mark the miles on there of when I'm changing it and the date. Oh, and that's me, Billy. I have an account with Federated or Fisher Auto Parts. This car takes 5 quarts, but I get these at $2.99 a quart. They're full synthetic, so $3.29 a quart. Oh, yeah, Dexos approved. That's another scam. It's another video I can get into. More politics. So, it takes 5 quarts. Alright, now I'm going to drain the oil. Yeah, I use a busted up creeper I got from Harbor Freight. Now, I usually like to use a socket. You can get a socket in here, but you can't get a wrench, a ratchet. And if you use wobble sockets or universal or extension or whatnot, you're still not in here square. You really don't want to round this off. Now I changed this oil enough that, and this is aluminum, so you don't want to crank it down. Just snug and a little turn after, and trust me, it'll be tight when you go to take it off, just like this one is. I end up changing these. On this car, I'll change it once a year, just because it's going to get worn out. So whatever you do, make sure on these 3.8 liters, and I think there's another motor, it's tight. This one's a 15 millimeter or 9/16. So I'm going to actually have to set this down. I'm going to put 2 wrenches on it for extension. Maybe I can. Oh no, that's all right. I loosened it. But what I did, normally, I don't know if you can see this, but I usually extend it, extend the wrench like this for leverage. Probably can't see that. That's why I need a third hand. Try and do this with a cell phone. All right, it's 15 millimeter. What I normally do, it's a little leverage trick. You hook it in like this, and you have your leverage. But you want to make sure that you're always square and not too loose on this. You don't want to round this. All right. So I'm going to drain this. Oil filter's dripped enough so it's not going to leak all over. As you take this off by hand, put a little pressure forward so I know it's going to come out now. And I pull it out to the side, and it's all draining in here. Still debating if I should keep the whole video going while this is draining. I usually let it drain for a good 10 minutes. Spin this around. Yeah, I gotta get a lift in my garage. Normally I check out the front end, and I only got one wheel off the ground, but I'll show you guys something. For instance, my quick disconnect on the transmission cooler line is leaking a little bit. I do know that my outer tie rod is a little loose. See if I can show you. For those who know what a tie rod, an outer tie rod is. It's gonna be like right there. So I'm gonna move the wheel. Oh, you probably can't see that. Well, I mean I can. I'm moving the wheel and there's lots of slop in there. Nope. Alright. Well, I'm gonna put the new oil filter on. I'm gonna pour some oil in here a little bit real quick. Just one-handed. Lubing it. You don't have to do this. I mean, lubing the new seal with the fresh oil, yeah, I mean, it's recommended so the seal doesn't crack or get over tightened, but you don't have to fill it with oil. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Just make sure it goes on easy. I'm just letting it rest on my 2 fingers while I spin it until it catches the threads. You don't want to strip the housing either. Most likely you'll strip this before you strip the stud coming out. Of course my finger's in the way. Use my rag. Oh, my old t-shirt. And or you can use this to give a little extra. Doesn't have to be super tight, just enough. Let's wipe it off while the oil's draining. Yep, it was hot enough, the oil is almost just about gone. Put the plug back on. My Camaro next project. Hope to do a lot of videos on that. I have the motor taken out and do transmission rebuild. I should have been doing videos a long time ago. Normally I'll put a little bit of fresh oil in there to kind of flush it out, but I changed this oil so much on this car now. I don't do that with this. Some cars I add kerosene to them on the old oil before I change it. About a half a quart. Let it run for a few minutes. Then I drain it. Add some cheap oil. Run it through. Then I take the filter off and drain that cheap oil, and then I put the good oil in. And for the next 3 or 4 oil changes after, that oil is really clean. All right, now I'm gonna tighten this, and I'll have this angled right. But all I do is just give a little, that's it. And I'll wipe a little bit of this off. Daughter so desperately wants to hold the phone while I do this, but I'm in my company uniform and I don't want to expose that because I work for a company that's super huge on their image. So I'm gonna start adding some of the oil. Yeah, you can go in the backyard, babe. So, here's the fun part. Open these up. Add the oil without a... Of course, I don't have the 3800 cover on here. I got this car pretty cheap. And as a mechanic, I wasn't worried. I looked it over. Got a good price. Guy wasn't happy at first, but then he, you know, I offered to fix it for him. I said either I fix it for this cost or I buy it for this cost. All I needed was the ignition module, and one of the coil packs were bad. So what I did was I found the GM ignition module with the coil pack kit for 125 bucks. That was a really good deal. New spark plug wires, new spark plugs, and it needed a exhaust from the catalytic converter back, and a tire. And I said that's probably gonna cost around 800 bucks. And I offered him 800 bucks. I got the car. Had 150,000 miles on it for an 07 Grand Prix, and this is the year 2020. I bought it in September of 2019, and serves me well. 120 miles a day. I was looking for something more fuel efficient, but this is definitely a fun car to drive. It would have been even funner if I had the supercharge on it. It gives it a little more kick down on the highway, a little more takeoff speed, but this thing will light up the tires anyways. Not that I need to drive like that, but it is fun. So I do recommend using a funnel, but obviously you can see I have all this room. And if I spill some, I'm not worried. And I'm just gonna put straight 5 quarts in there. Check it. Yeah, there's another thing too. Is my dipstick's broke. I mean, this is my work car, but I figured I'd just do a whole video. Usually these are 30-minute oil changes. This one looks like it's gonna be, you know, 20-25 minutes. I gotta replace my struts. Definitely going to try to do more videos. I don't know why, but I have a inspection video on my channel here that in 10 months got over 2,000 views, and all my other videos, which are more detailed, got 50 views, maybe 100 views. I mean, I'm still new to this. Was trying to get my channel monetized by having people subscribe. I don't know. That kind of jumped around. I did some other stuff besides automotive, but I'm just going to make this kind of a automotive educational channel, but a little bit universal with other things that could apply if you're mechanically inclined. It's draining. I'll go get the other 2 quarts. I am in Ohio, the Northeast Ohio area. Mainly Cleveland's where I'm out of. That's where I learned everything, but I moved out. Yeah, it's March 27th, a Friday. I don't know what time it is, about 5:30 or 6 o'clock. It's about 48 degrees right now. Yeah, I'm in a t-shirt. Oh yeah, I think there's a coronavirus or something's going around right now. My work has me out there non-stop in the public. Like I said, I work for a pretty big company, so we're not worried. I'm not worried. My daughter's trying to sneak around the corner. Want to say hi?
Yeah.
You can just say hi. I'm not gonna put your face on here though.
Okay, hi.
Eventually, you never know if enough people watch this video. You'll say hi to 10 people, maybe 10,000 people.
I'm already gonna say hi to Maddie and Priscilla.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I want to face.
Oh, they do the slime. That's right. Maddie and Priscilla. Look, I'm help promoting someone's channel. So it's Maddie and Priscilla. They do slime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called J Crew.
It's called J Crew.
Well, on their Instagram, it's called J Crew's Family. But they just say family. It's really just J Crew.
Yeah. So this car does take 5 quarts. I mean, I'm not gonna double check. I'm just probably gonna end the video after this is done, but like I said, I blocked the back wheel. Usually I block both, but I only jack one side up, and I jacked up high enough that the other rear wheel is off the ground. I got one jack stand underneath the front support down here in case the jack slips. And I got the jack stand underneath the frame of the car, not the body, underneath the passenger side. So it's oil drain faster. And I always want to drain your oil when it's warm to hot. And always open this cap too so it vents out. And then take safety precautions. Wear gloves, which I didn't. Wear glasses. And even with glasses, you don't want to, you know, if something falls, you still want to blink because something could get behind the glasses. Make sure this is clean. This is clean. Make sure it's not full of junk or that cream fuzz on there. And then obviously check your oil, but you want to start the vehicle first. Let it idle for 30 seconds or so, and start it. I already reset the oil light. Maybe I should have did that. Maybe I can show you. Let me get my hands. All right. All right, stay back, babe. I'm going to start, okay, just in case. That was the mileage, same thing I marked on the car. Alright, oil light went back off. It's always going to come on. So what I do, to reset the oil light, I hit the exclamation mark, exclamation point, or enter to clear out the warnings, exclamation. Go all the way until you hit engine oil monitoring system. All you gotta do is press this. It's done. That quick. And then I like to get back out of there. I set just the stuff like this on, fuel. So that's set, that's done. Now the car ran for about, I don't know, 30 seconds now. We'll shut it off. I always pull the key out because this car, for some reason, this is messed up. Sometimes if I pull this handle, this will lock on me. All right. Now is when you check your oil. Because sometimes the cars, they could have an auxiliary oil cooler on there. Or you might not have gotten all the oil out, and you don't want to overfill or underfill the oil. So you take it out. You're not going to check it now. You're just going to immediately wipe it. Now you'll get your true reading. Even though I didn't set the car down, it's not level. But I don't have it that far where it's going to make that much of a difference. So now I'm going to check this. It's hard to see, but let's see. I'm going to try to get focused right there. The oil is actually right here. This is dry. You probably can't see it's dry because I'm using a cell phone, an old Galaxy S9 Plus, but it's dry here, so I'm right in the middle of the hash marks. But you always want to flip and check both sides. And this side is higher because this side is running down. Stab it one more time. Pull it out. Check it. And the oil actually rose a little from settling because it's still running down. So you can see it's right there's dry. The last circle is dry. There we go. So we're good at 5 quarts. Alright, I'm going to end this video. This was a 2007 Pontiac Grand Prix 3.8 liter automatic front wheel drive. Not a supercharge, but I think it's the same process from what I remember doing them. Alright, I'll try to do more videos. If you like this video, subscribe and give me a like. Okay, see ya.